Look, I've made over seven figures in dropshipping, and recently there has been a tariff that Trump dropped on us where dropshipping is going to be extremely hard to dropship to USA. And I've done it to both USA, European countries, and other places. So I'm going to show you how you are going to be avoiding the tariffs. There's two ways around it. So let's get straight into it. What is the tariff? How much is it? How does it work? The tariff to China, the minimum is 125, and for certain products it's even 145%, right? Now, it might not sound like much. You might think, oh, it's only 25%, 100 is the product price already. You just get 25%. It's not that much. It's not. It is 125% above what your product price already is. So, almost doubles your product price. So, I'm going to show you. So, for an example, we have a nice little product here. Let's say our cost of goods is total is $16. Usually your shipping is going to be more expensive. Let's put that at $10, and let's put our product at $6. Completely acceptable. Usually this would go for a product for $50, $60. Like, I don't know, electronic product would work well with this. Maybe some type of makeup product. All these type of things, they could work well with that. Now with the new tariff, I'm going to show you what happens. So first of all, we got to calculate the 125%. How much is that? Now, $6 times 1.25 gets us the 125% of $6, which is $7.50. That's not all. Now we got to add these two motherfuckers on top of each other because that's the tariff you're paying to USA every single time you sell another product. So your product cost goes from $6 plus that $7.50 that we got here to $13.50. You basically doubled your product cost plus a bit more. So now we also have our shipping. Our total cost goes literally from here $16 to $23.50. Bro, $23.50. That is insane. Every single sale, you're basically making $6 to $7 less money than you would be, making with your original cost of goods. Let's say you have a product for $50. Your cost of goods was, well, how much was it? Your cost of goods was 16. Now, every single sale, you have to spend on advertising, you have to spend on your shipping, on your product, and you have to spend on this new tariff every single time you make a sale. Your margins, with dropshipping, margins are already quite low. Imagine it now like this. That is crazy. Now, what is the solution? How are you going to work around this, right? First solution is, of course, just raising your product price. Easy solution. If you sell something for 50, sell it for 55 or 60, or like add $7 shipping on top or something, whereby, you just basically mitigate the whole extra 125% you would pay in our case. So basically just increase your product price. That is the first option. But that will ruin your conversion rate. Less people will buy. You might still not be profitable because, people don't buy at that certain price, blah, 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 blah. The other solution that we have is switching over to European markets. Now, I haven't done this because of the tariff itself. I was already running in the European markets because I am from Europe myself. I've run in USA, UK, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, Netherlands, Germany, Sweden, blah, blah, blah. All the fucking countries you can imagine. Multiple stores everywhere, right? So the best EU countries you can run to, I know United Kingdom is not an EU country anymore, but we still classify it as, is United Kingdom, Germany, Sweden, Netherlands, Denmark, and France. Now, the reason why we want to run to these countries is because they are the most similar to United States. Because if you run, for example, let's say a small country like, I don't know, Bosnia, you guys probably don't even know where that is. Especially the American watchers. No hate, but you guys probably don't know where it is. I know kind of where it is. I can point on a map, but I don't know all about Bosnia either. I don't know the language. I don't know what the payment methods are. It's a bit harder. But if you have United Kingdom, Germany, Sweden, these are quite easy to go into. And these are big markets too. Germany is a huge market. They have a lot of buying power as well. So, what do we want to do? Now, first of all, let me go into the pros and cons of running into the EU markets. Now, the first pro, I know it's fucking ugly as emojis, but something. Gotta make it a bit entertaining, The first con is, or the pro is, it's very easy to get into. All you have to do is basically just translate your store, change your language, done. Sounds really simple. Of course, it's not as simple as you think, but that is very, very, very easy to get into. And comparing to America, it has so little competition, it's crazy. If I search a product, let's say back scratcher, I have a back scratcher next to me. If I search the product back scratcher, or I don't know, back cracker, something along those lines, in USA, I'll probably find thousands and thousands of ads. in EU markets, Germany, Netherlands, United Kingdom, you will find like maybe half or maybe like 10% of that, especially in the smaller ones like Denmark, Netherlands, etc. Those are really good to have. I'm telling you guys, if you have no competition or if you have very low competition, it's very easy to get into and make money. And then another big, huge pro, your advertising is so much cheaper. I know that when I advertise to, let's say on Facebook, on meta ads, if I advertise to United States, my CPMs are going to be around $90 to $100. In UK, it'll be around $60. In Netherlands, it'll be around $17, $15. In Germany, it'll be around $20 to $30. It's way lower. You can get way more impressions for exactly the same price. You can get, for example, 100 clicks on your website for $30 in Germany, while with $30 in USA, you'll be able to get 5 clicks. For example, does exist. And in the e-com space, I've not really heard that many people talking about it. I know a couple people that, just put it out there, European markets, etc. But not many people are talking about it. And let's say you already had a product going. Let's say you had a brand going. Let's say you already had some winners, dropshipping, etc. You can literally just take those and run them in European countries. They will probably do the same numbers or even better, right? Because no one is running them, because you have all the content, you already tested them, etc. Now, of course, this doesn't come with, no cons. Of course, there are cons. First con is language barrier. So you don't know German, I don't know Swedish, I don't know German, I don't know French. I don't know all these fucking languages either. When you translate your website or when you try to change the language of your website, it's going to be like a very generic translation, right? And you're not going to have people ghostwriting and like translating everything. There's going to be loads of spend. So what you do, you basically go to deepl.com and basically translate it on there. Simple, easy. But it's not going to come over the exact same way as it does when you're advertising in the USA. Now, one way to avoid this, advertise the UK. Pretty simple, right? You don't have any language barrier. Besides that, the shipping cost is higher. So I have a quote here from one of my suppliers. And for example, this is the total product cost. For USA, it's $8.7, right? For Germany, it's literally $1 more, 9.7. Reason being, the logistic companies are not as good as USA's, hence why. And it's also, I believe, with the distance or something, with the weight, etc., all these type of things. You don't need to go into it. But then another one that is really good. Once again, why I always put United Kingdom as the best EU country on top. Once again, it has the cheapest the cost out of all of them. Like if you have cost of goods, literally 20 cents cheaper than USA. So it's even better to run than USA maybe. Of course, it's not as big of a country. You don't have as much scale. The buying intent is different, which we'll go into right now. Buying intent is not like the United States. So, for example, I mentioned with $30, you might be able to get like 100 clicks in Germany, and with $30 in US, you might be able to get like 10, 20 clicks. But believe it or not, crazy enough, you probably will have the same amount of sales because people in US are so much faster to buy. They have so much more buying power because they work off of credit, which Europeans do way less, right? So with Europeans or German people, United Kingdom people, etc., they are a bit harder to buy. They're always a bit more skeptical than US, is what I've noticed at least. If you have a good product going in European country and USA and in the United States, bro, they buy immediately. I literally get fucking 5 people on my website, 2 of them buy. It's crazy. But in Germany or in Sweden or in Netherlands, you might need to get 50 to 60 people on your website for even 1 or 2 of them to buy, which is a bit of a different thing. And besides that, also why I've put here new and different market, because it's completely different than what you're used to in USA. Sure, everyone buys the same, almost every human is the same, but the market works differently, right? They kick off of different triggers, right? And oftentimes what you also have, the shipping times is a bit slower because, like I said, for certain countries, not all of them, for example, United Kingdom is kind of the same as USA, maybe not, if not better shipping times. But if you're going to advertise to Netherlands or if you're going to advertise to Austria, it's all going to be slower shipping times in general, right? For example. Now, we know the pros and cons. We know what we need to do. How the fuck do you get into it? Pretty simple also. So the first thing you want to do is you're just going to change your store language to whichever country you want to start it. Let's say you want to start in Sweden. You just go to your settings. You just click on settings. You go to languages down there. Click on Swedish, right? And then save it. Done. That is literally all you need to do. then your whole store, basically the checkout, the theme, like the things that basically Shopify controls, like add to cart, etc. Those will all be put in Swedish for you. Now, another way to do it, or a second way to do it, is to even make it better. You go to deepl.com, right? Your whole store, what you've put in there. Let's say your 3 bullet points where it says improves gut system or improves gut health. You have to translate it to Swedish. So go to deepl.com, copy paste it in there, paste it out, just put it in your store. That is as simple as it gets. And what I would say, the best way to start as well, especially if you've already ran before. Now, if you've not ran before, don't look at point 3. Point 3, then what you need to do is watch my other videos on how to find products, find some fucking products, run them up. Now, if you already got some good products running for you in USA and you just can't run anymore because your margins are getting fucked and you can't pay the tariffs, etc., blah, blah, you don't want to, but whatever the reason is, or you had some past winners and you just want to switch to the European markets, take those products and just run them in EU, like whichever country you're in. Let's say you're in Sweden, run them in Sweden. Let's say you're in United Kingdom, run them in United Kingdom. You already have the ads. You already know which of the ads was the winner. You already know, what you put on the ads. You already know how you made the ads. You can just remake them, change them into Swedish, translate, done. That's it. And of course, point 4, if you have no idea how to fucking get into it, or if you are already doing this, but you just want to take it to the next level, you can literally just book a call down below, get started with me. I help people do this exact same method that I just showed you guys and get results just like this. Of course, I didn't put client results down there. I'll put it in another video. You guys already see it. It's always in Discord. Look at my Instagram stories. But book a call down below. Let's see if you're fit for the coaching. If so, we'll get it. We'll start you. And even if you want to run in the US, doesn't matter. US, Australia, UK, New Zealand, wherever you want to run, we'll get you up and running and we'll get you to make some money. So book a call below. Subscribe, like, whatever. See you in the next one.